I did it. But what actually did I do? Well, I have made navigation in SwiftUI a breeze. I have added it to become an environment. So let's jump right into the demo project. But before we do that, let me remind you that mastering SwiftUI in 4 weeks can be done with SwiftUI Camp. There's a link in the description for a 50% off. And the second week, we are going to talk about how I did this navigation. We are going to build out the code from scratch, and yeah, it's going to be so much fun. So what is this navigation that I'm talking about? Well, you already know that navigation in SwiftUI is really cumbersome. You have navigation view, the navigation stack with a path, and then there's sheet and full screen cover, which is just a view modifier, and it's just a mess with navigation links, but we don't have those types of buttons for sheets. Yeah, it's a total nightmare. And if you want to have deep links, don't get me started how you just need to move all of those presented state variables all the way up to where you just want to go. And then maybe if you want to pop back to root, well, you can with the navigation stack, but you can't actually do that real nicely when you are presenting also a sheet in that navigation path. So yeah, navigation is one of the last things that SwiftUI needs to handle right, but we don't have to wait for the SwiftUI team to add that to the SwiftUI library framework. We can have navigation right now. By the way, this is not just part of SwiftUI Camp. It's one of my products, my latest products. It's Navigation Coordinator. Go ahead and check out. Here's the link, store.rebeloper.com/navigation-coordinator. But of course, if you want to learn more about SwiftUI, go ahead and check out SwiftUI Camp. 50% off, a link down in the description. So what are we going to build out today? Well, here we have a simple navigation that I have set up for representing what navigation coordinator can do. And we're going to get to the code also, how we are going to set this up. But let me just show you a quick demo. So let's push the banana, push carrot, push damson, push mango, push orange, and we are all the way up where we are just going to pop. Now let's pop to root, apple view. That's just how it does. So push banana view, present carrot view. Let me push damson, push mango, and then present the orange view. So now you can see we have a little bit of a mix and match of sheets and link navigations. Pop to root, just going to dismiss all the way down to the apple view. And of course, this works with presentation like full screen covers. Let's cover that, cover carrot view, and then let's just push all the way to the orange. Pop to root. There we go. It's as simple as that. Also, there's deep linking. So let's just deep link into, this is a predefined deep link to the pair view. It's really fantastic. Let's pop back. And what SwiftUI has a huge lack in is popping back to a certain view. Now, we can pop just once. Let's just push that back. Pop to root. You already saw some examples of how you can just pop to root anywhere you want to. Pop to root one by one. This is just going to emit that full jump to the root when we are in navigation link, or we can just pop the last one. Well, let's just pop to root one by one, but for that, I'm going to present only the push with the navigation links. Let's just go all the way up and then pop to root. That's just going to go to the apple view. Now let's just push all the way up. There we go. Pop to root one by one. It's just going to take it one by one. And of course, if this is a sheet, it's just going to take it one by one. Okay, let's just go up. Let's present the damson view and then push the mango view and maybe push the orange view. Now, there is this pop to last modal view. Now, you saw I believe it was the damson. Yes, it's just going to push all the way back to the damson. And of course, if you want to, you can just select one by one. But yeah, this is how you can do that. Also, to pop to first model view. Of course, now the damson is the first model view. So let's just pop to root and have something that's maybe the banana view would be the first. Present, okay, and then push caret, and then present the damson. This is the second one, and then push all the way up to orange view. Now pop to first modal. So we should just not to the damson, but to the banana view. We should just go back. Okay, so let's move again back to the pop. We can just pop to modal root 2 if that is the case, but not in our case. So let's just pop back a few, and then maybe present mango and present orange view. So now pop to model root 2 is just going to show the mango because that's the second one. Really nice. Okay, now pop last 3. That's obvious. We're just going to pop the last 3 views. Let's just push all the way up. Pop to banana view. Yeah, if you just know where you actually want to go, it's just going to pop all the way down there. Now, this banana view was inside a link chain, like with a link navigation. Let's see if we just push the caret view, present, and then push mango, push orange, and pop to banana view. Now, just going to push all the way to the root of that sheet, and then it's just going to dismiss it and coming back to the banana view. Hopefully that's really self-explanatory how it's done. And basically that's it. We can deep link. Those are the basics. Now, how can you move data between these views? Well, when I'm going to push this watermelon view, it's just going to set up data that the title should be watermelon view. There we go. It's going to be watermelon view. We can also pop back. I'm going to show you the code in just a second. Now, lists, like, you know, we have an array of numbers right over here, and we may choose to grape 2. It's just passing along the actual index of that grape. Okay, enough of the demo. Hopefully I got you interested. If you want to see how this is built, the actual code, well, first of all, you might want to purchase it on store.rebeloper.com/navigation-coordinator, or here's the better deal. You can have it as a part of SwiftUI Camp. Again, a 50% discount in the link in the description, and I'm going to build it out together with you on week 2 of these Zoom sessions. So how does all of this work? Because this looks really nice. The demo, well, you could do this. Well, not relatively simple, but yeah, it can be done in SwiftUI. But as you saw with this demo, it has a really large like navigation tree. It has a lot of ways to how to navigate and a lot of use cases. Like basically when we are popping back, it's a nightmare to set all of that up. So usually developers just default to knowing where to pop back and setting that route only. But as you will see, we can pop back to any view that we navigated from. So here is the coordinator demo. So this is the demo project that you are going to get. By the way, this is available let me just go and make sure that I say this correctly. This is available as of iOS 14 and also Vision OS 1. So iOS 14, 15, 16, 17, all of this is available for all of those SwiftUI versions, SwiftUI 2, 3, 4, and 5. So really, this is the way how to navigate in SwiftUI. Hopefully, Apple, if you're listening, go ahead, grab my code, put it into SwiftUI, and let's just see that in the next WWDC. Okay, so let me just go back to the code. So how do you set this up? Of course, you do need to add this folder with all of these files that make this magic happen. And then you want to create an extension on destination. It has to be of type view, and then you just set up all of your destinations. First of all, you create this apple, banana, and destinations. It's kind of like an enum, but there are static let constants over here. And then I switch through self in the body of the view. Remember, we are conforming to the view protocol. And switch self, apple, banana, carrot, as you can see. And then I'm just providing the view that we are going to go to. Of course, Apple view is the root view, but you can just set any view as the root, so it doesn't really matter. Now, one final thing on the setup is that you have to add this destination view modifier after sorry, you have to add the destination modifier after the view that you are setting up. That kind of makes the magic happen. Now, you can also set the navigation bar back button to be hidden. You want to set this to whenever you set this view to be maybe the root view, or maybe it's a sheet. You will see in this demo those use cases. And finally, if you want to, you may add the presentation view modifiers when you are presenting a sheet. If you're not presenting this inside a sheet, it's just going to be ignored as usual. And that's it. Now, if you want to have dependency injection, you can do so on, I will just show it to you when we are going to talk about dependency injection. Just check out the captions, the chapters right over here. You can add that environment object as grapes controller. Again, I'm going to talk about that in just a second. So this is how you just set up all of your destinations, all of your views inside your application. That is step number one. Now, step number two is just setting up the route, navigation routes. So just use the navigation route view and just select whatever destination you want to right over here. And that's it. Now that you have set off your navigation route, you can access the navigation environment. So let's go to Apple, the Apple view. So environment, navigation, var, and navigation. It's that simple. So if you just take a look at all of these files, you will see that that environment is just added to the view, just like the dismiss environment that we have. By the way, do not use dismiss environment with the navigation coordinator. It's just going to mess up the things. Okay, so we got our navigation. We access the navigation as simple as that. Of course, after you have set up the navigation route. And then there are basically two ways of navigating. We either push or we either pop. So those two, only those two. So as you can see, we have a lot of options right over here, but basically it's just pushing and popping. So push banana, just it. So let me just show you on the simulator. So push banana, that's just it. Now, if we just go to the banana view, pop, it's just navigation.pop. It's as simple as that. We're just going to pop. And by the way, this back button also uses this navigation.pop under the hood. Okay, now how else can we push? Because this is just a simple navigation link type of navigation. We can present the banana view like with a sheet. So how do we do that? Well, we're just going to use push the banana of type sheet. By the way, you can just add link over here, but link is the default, so you don't have to. And then you can also have a type of full screen cover. Now, we also have these on complete and on dismiss. So, for example, push banana on complete. Whenever the push finishes, we are just going to do something. Or whenever we dismiss this push navigation, so whenever we dismiss the banana view, we're just going to, in this case, print out dismiss banana view. Or we could do both, like on complete and on dismiss. Really, really nice. We do it with a sheet, full screen cover, link, and this works also in an asynchronous environment. So we just go await push navigation.push banana and just use this dismiss banana view. Now the onComplete, it's missing right over here because the await is actually the onComplete. So this is where we're just going to print something out or do something when we complete the navigation. Now, with this in mind, deep linking is just a breeze. So you can use the ones with the completion handlers. You see, it's quite a mess. but it works. I suggest using the asynchronous versions of the push navigation. Just create the task and await navigation push, banana, push, carrot, maybe just do something when it's dismissed, and then just go push, push, push. The full screen cover sheet, orange, peer.sheet. Uh, this looks really, really nicely. Of course, this will also work if you are a fan of nesting, which I'm honestly not, but this looks really, really nice. So this is how we push, and this you just use this throughout your views. And you can take a look at all of these views. Basically, I'm just having variations of either pushing a link, a sheet, or a full screen cover, and then just popping. Now, on the orange view, and here comes the real powerful part, is just popping. So we just pop, you saw this. We have also an onComplete, as usual. We maybe want to do something with an onComplete. Pop to root one by one. So we're just going to not just omit all of the between linked navigation views. It's just going to pop these one by one. Pop to root last model, so just going to pop back to last model. I'm calling it last model because the models either can be sheets or full screen covers. So pop to root last model, first model. We can also count the models, or if that's your case, you can just pop the last 3 or 2 or however. By the way, if you just say 300 or minus 12, it will just omit it. It will just not do anything. It's really, really safe. Or if you know to which view to pop back to, then just select it. Pop to, in this case, banana. And there's also the replace. Now, this is kind of a strange thing to do in SwiftUI or in iOS in general, in Apple ecosystem, to replace with a certain view. In some cases, you might use it. So navigation replace with, and just select the view that you want to replace it with. There's also this navigation bar back button if you want to change the default back button. I told you the back button, it's just built into this navigation coordinator, so it works with the pop. Icon system name, title, you can just customize this to your own liking. Now comes, and this was a highly requested feature, and I added this into the demo too. How do you actually move data? Now, there is this tomato view. And what I have right over here is a tab controller. So what we are doing right over here is let's just go to the content view. And you see on the navigation route of the tomato, I added this environment object of tab controller. Here is the state object. I just created it. Now the tab controller is an observable object. So now you know that it has been added as an environment object. In the tomato view, we are accessing it as an environment object. And what this simple example wants to do is just store the data that you want to move into the watermelon in the tab controller. So watermelon view title equals watermelon. Then we're pushing the watermelon. See, we can do stuff before we do the navigation, which, for example, cannot be done with a navigation link. And then in the watermelon view, again, we are accessing the tab controller right over here and presenting the watermelon view title in the navigation title. It's as simple as that. So basically, we are using environment objects to move data around our application. Now, this was just a simple setting it up on the tomato view, like the second. Let me just show you where that is. It's the second tab right over here. So this is only on the scope of this tab view. And usually you want to, just make sure that the data is in the minimum scope that it's needed. Sometimes you just want to have it on the on another tab view, and then you just go for the grapes controller. Now, if you guys go to the content view, you will see that we did not add the grapes controller to the navigation route. Well, let's go back to the destination, and remember, we set that up on the grapes view. So you can set this up also right over here. I'm just telling you this so you can see the various ways of how you can have set up all of these environment objects. And the same goes. So we have the environment object. Let's just go to the grapes controller so you can see we have the grapes and the selected grape. And we loop through the grapes, and whenever we tap on any of them, we just say this is the selected grape, and then on the grape view, I just grab the selected grape. Of course, if it's not nil, then I can just display it. Otherwise, I'm just going to say invalid grape. And that's it. Now, maybe you want some environment objects to be on all of the views. So you want them to be accessible on all of the views. And for that, you can do so by setting the environment object on all of the root views. So here we have the app controller, and basically, and it's simple example, we have the orange view title. So when we go to the mango view, let's just see, or no, we are just setting the orange view title, not just the mango view. On the orange view title, we're just accessing the app controller, and we're just saying, okay, the navigation title is this one. We're not just moving around, we are just accessing that. And of course, this orange view, it could be accessed on tab 1. So let's just push all the way back to orange view. Here we have orange pop view, and it can also be accessed right over here. So push banana view and then push all the way up to the orange view. There we go, orange pop view. Now, you can just go all the way back. Let's see, sorry, we are going to pop back to the daunting view. Why not? Tab 3. And because we are on separate navigation routes, on tab 1, we still have the orange. So it's really, really nice and versatile. Navigation couldn't be more simple. And it's just these files. It's just these files. Come on, Apple, just Sherlock me. Okay, so if you want to know how these files look, now you know how you can use it. And if you choose to, you can just purchase it at store.rebeloper.com/navigation-coordinator, or, which I highly suggest, we are going to have SwiftUI Camp reopen on April. Go ahead and check out the link in the description for a 50% off, because I'm just going to build it out. You're not just going to get the code. We are going to build it out on week 2. In 2 hours, you will know how to do this. And trust me, this is so advanced. This is really, really amazing. It's so powerful to understand how SwiftUI works. Again, the link for SwiftUI Camp is down in the description.